Benvinguts alla Costa Brava, a Catalan welcome to the Mediterranean resort of Empuriabrava, an extensive marina located 120 kilometers north of Barcelona. The blue Mediterranean waters are paradise for yachtsmen, the blue skies above, heaven for air sports. Like the migratory birds on their way south, a human flock converges in the autumn skies above the Bay of Rosas. 32 teams from about 30 countries are here to compete in the 13th Skydiving World Cup. The two disciplines are formation skydiving and a special form of parachuting, canopy formation. And this is how it works.
There are 38 different formations, and they get all put into a hat, and then they get drawn out of the hat one by one. And per jump, we have 10 jumps, and you can do 5 or 6 formations for every jump. And as they come out of the hat, that is the sequence you must do them. And that's how they draw the 10 jumps. So nobody knows what sequence. You can practice every formation, but you never know what sequence, what order it's going to come up.
409, okay. 4-way open, 4-way female, and 8-way. Round 1, 6, 13, 14. Round 5. K as kilo, A as alpha, E as echo, D as delta, 3, 4.
There's some quick jumps in here. We like the exits. They're all positive for our team. And there's a couple pretty quick jumps in here, stuff we like to do. So one of the exits that we're not 100% on is on the jump off, which is okay. But all the exits up until then are great for us, and all the skydives look good for us. So.
Once you know what you have to do, you have to practice, and you can do that on terra firma, what they call dive engineering. This is both a physical and a mental rehearsal. Preparing for a big event, the competitors use creepers, the things that look like skateboards, to reproduce what they do up in the sky. Marco says that the draw is neither too quick nor too slow. It's an average draw that doesn't penalize his team. The exits even favor their style. He thinks they can do well in this competition.
Direi che possiamo fare una buona gara con questo team.
Formation skydiving, even at the highest international level, does allow athletes from both genders to compete in the same division. Italy's Arianna De Benedetti points out that this is one of the few sports where women can actually show that they can match the men in top-level competition. That's nice, she says. In the open division, they don't have same-sex teams. The Italians are doing fine and have had a good season so far. Team Synapse PD takes the properly engineered dive to the next level, to 3,000 meters above the ground. The idea sounds simple enough. The members of what's known as a 4-way execute a series of moves creating set patterns. They're falling like stones, of course, so no time to admire the view. As they did earlier on the creepers, they progress from one formation to the next, transitioning as required, in groups of 2 or individually, for exactly 35 seconds of working time. They keep repeating the sequence until the clock runs out on them. 22 points scored during that 35-second free fall, an excellent total for the young Italian team. The team Deland Norges has been a regular contender for titles and medals over the last few years. In the 2001 World Games at Akita in Japan, the Norwegians came in second behind airspeed from the USA. You can see that the moves are crisp and confident. That's down to years of experience and thousands of jumps. As the clock runs down, the points mount up. "26 points.
We've been working together as a forward team since '97, and we were actually picked by the Norwegian Federation as a national team. So we didn't choose each other, they chose us.
When not skydiving, they're working in regular jobs. One's a doctor, one a fireman. Lisa is an accountant. Team Evolution from Russia also has a woman on the team. Elena is the team Cameraflyer. Elena does exceptionally clean camera work here, keeping the formations well centered as she hovers just a few feet above them. "19 points for the Russians, and well done, the Cameraflyer." The Cameraflyer is a crucial component of the team. His or her recording of the team's performance is used by the judges to award the points.
Just a second, please.
Okay, now I have to drop my gear off, first of all, and then take my tape to the judging room, and we dub down, and it's all done digitally. And they basically judge it as we're doing that. Yeah, so this is a DV out, so it's a digital video that's going to be transferred onto the tape. The first thing I have to do is is to show the team name and team number, so the judges know who they're recording, who they're judging at the time. I have two cameras, one for a backup in case a battery fails or the camera fails, and also two different wide-angle lens settings in case during the skydive a couple of the formations go a bit wide. I always make sure that I have one very wide, set very wide, so that it always captures, in any doubt, it always captures where the team are at any time.
Now the videotape of the jump is submitted to the panel of judges for its evaluation. Evolution does some post-jump evaluating of its own, screening the jump on a laptop computer. Skydiving really has gone high-tech. DeLand Magic wraps up its pre-jump rehearsals with a final walkthrough and boards the de Havilland Twin Otter for the ride to competition altitude, 3,000 meters. The Florida-based team has come to Spain determined to make up for the loss to Golden Knights and Airspeed, the other two American teams here in the recent US Nationals. In round one, they've managed to match the scores of Airspeed and have gone up 1 point on the US champions, the Golden Knights. Magic is being recorded by Bruno Brokken, a Belgian camera flyer who's a permanent Empuriabrava resident.
Bruno's doing a fantastic job. He was a late replacement for us. Our video man is back in the US studying. He could not get leave, and his family commitments. So we called Bruno in, and so far he's done an amazing job, and he's a very famous cameraman right throughout the world. Everyone knows Bruno.
He's a ringer.
Yeah,
definitely. In American, you call him a ringer. You bring him in at the last minute.
He's a mercenary. He's a hired gun.
Hired gun. Yeah.
Very good, very cheap.
Hey, that's our Bruno.
Bruno lives year-round in Empuriabrava in the northeast of Spain. He travelled down from Belgium in 1987, decided to stay and has made a professional career out of skydiving photography, accumulating something like 15,000 jumps in 15 years. I don't look at this as work, he says. Deland Magic called me up. They didn't have a cameraman. They had a problem. It's a pleasure jumping with a good team.
Deland Magic no tenía cámara porque han tenido un problema y me han preguntado. Es un placer estar con un equipo tan bueno.
The moments just after the exit are the most challenging for a cameraman. All formations, he says, need to be properly filmed. All grips must show clearly on tape. Good teams transition incredibly fast from the first to the second formation. We're into round 2 and 2 more contenders prepare for action. The French team, Maubeuge, the world champions in 1999, and the American team from Arizona, Airspeed. The Maubeuge team comes from a small drop zone in northern France. The team hasn't changed its lineup for the past 3 years following their win in the 1999 World Championships in Koroa in Australia. Maubeuge appears to be going through the round 2 sequence of 6 formations, including 2 prescribed transitions slightly faster than Deland Magic did. Again, the points stacking up on the right as the clock runs down. Over the 20-point mark. And 26 points, a fine achievement. How will Airspeed respond? If there has to be an odds-on favourite, the team around Craig Girard would have to be considered as such. In the last international showdown, during the World Games 2001 in Akita, Airspeed beat both Norway and France, but that was over a year ago. Since then, the teams lost twice to fellow Americans, once to Deland Magic in the traditional Valentine's meet in their home state of Arizona, and once to the Golden Knights in the US Nationals near Chicago. Again, well over 20 points. The clock coming to the end. What a response. 27 points is the top score in the second round. So the standings after round 2 of the 4-way shows a tight race between Airspeed, the Norgies, the Golden Knights, Maubeuge and Magic. 3 points covering the top 5 teams. Now for a change of events and a change of pace from the high speeds of free fall to the floating beauty of a perfectly deployed parachute. From formation skydiving to what's called Canopy Formation. Though both take place high in the sky, the pace is distinctly slower. This is Team Russia 1 in the 4-way Canopy Formation rotation event. Canopy is another word for parachute. Rotation means just that. The top man in the stack has to rotate to the bottom as often as possible. As ever, the Cameraflyer records every move.
It's very different. Normal the disciplines all treat about freefall. This one is an event with parachutes. We make rotations with it, and we have 1 minute and 30 seconds of working time and to rotate from the top of the formation to the bottom and make as much as you can. It's very much about control, and it's controlling your fears, and yes, it's a very nice game.
An insider's view on the Dutch team reveals as much about the attitude of the competitors as about the drama of competition in Canopy Formation. Here too, the performance is recorded by an airborne cameraman for judging and scoring purposes.
With the exit that they leave the plane, I have to film the opening, and when the first competitor leaves the plane, the time is running. I film them all for get out, so the judges can see there is nobody out before the first one I filmed. So, and the time is running when the first competitor leaves the plane.
Okay. Ready, set, go.
What is important in training on the ground is that you do on the ground what you do in the air. If you try and do something different in the air while you're doing something else on the ground, you're not getting the same movements, not the same muscle memory. So we try to mimic on the ground what we do in the air to just make it an automatic rhythm. And that can be steering motions, or that can be different formations building for different figures. As much as you can do on the ground, you can do it in the air.
Good job, babe! Communications between the team members is absolutely crucial. You can even hear the vocal commands make that shouts from Teuger, the Dutch team, down on the ground. Their final tally is 15 rotations. A useful score.
I think it's average for us. Not a real good one, but also not a real bad one. So, not too bad.
Experts reckoned that Roma, the Swedish team, would be in contention for a medal. In their first jump, however, they got off to a poor start and had considerable difficulty in building the initial stack. With most of the working time used up to get to the point of departure, they only managed 6 rotations on their worst jump of the meet.
Our jump was very bad. We had something happen at the first rotation, and I don't know. We have some kind of problem, that's for sure. And maybe we done 3 rotations more. That's it.
The fight for gold is ultimately an all-Russian affair. Team Russia 2 is just ahead, completing another 20 rotations on their final jump. So the result of the 4-way in the canopy rotation is first Russia 2, who averaged 20 points. Second, and only 0.33 behind, is Russia 1, with France third, Netherlands fourth. Although men and women compete in the same teams in the open division of formation skydiving, the FAI, the World Air Sports Federation, has added an all-women's division to the World Cup to encourage more women skydivers to take part in elite international competition. 4 of Lisa Auner's fellow countrywomen have joined up under the explosive acronym of TNT, Team Non-Terminal. But they have enlisted the help of a male species Cameraflyer and have improved on their second round performance. They carry out exactly the same sequence as the teams in the open division. Ditte Tronne and Christina from Oslo, Trude from Bergen. Like the Norges, they do most of their training in Florida, where the weather's considerably better than in wintry Norway, where their American coach keeps an eye on their steady progress. 14 points, that's not bad at all. They've just outscored the all-male teams from several countries, including Australia, Finland, Britain and Israel. VMAX, the 4 ladies from Great Britain, Claire Scott, Sasha Chilton, Sarah Lawton and Liz Graucott. Cameraflyer Brian Vatch is doing a great job to show off their skills, but how will they get on in round 2? The pace seems crisp, and not a glitch anywhere. $10 points on the board. That VMAX score of 18 points betters even more teams, male and female. They really are impressive. So the standings in the women's four-way after 2 jumps. VMAX in the lead with 32 points. TNT second. For Pleasure from Sweden third. 10 rounds, still a long way to go. The field of play high in the sky is about to get a bit more crowded. 8-way implies twice the number of skydivers, twice the number of grips, more complex formations and slower transitions between them. France 8 is off to a good start. They put up a total of 49 points in the first 3 rounds, nearly 17 points per jump. The pre-meet favourite and reigning world champion, Team Evolution from Russia, out of contention already after a few missed grips and penalties left them with a score of 11 on round 2. Golden Knights were the world champions every year from 87 to 97, but lately they've made four-way their priority.
We train in the 4-man formation and not in the 8-man formation. So we try to do the best we can in the 8-man with not so many jumps together. So that's the biggest difference for us, is the training.
As the United States Army parachute team, the Golden Knights are first and foremost ambassadors for the US Army. Their mission to be exceptionally good soldiers and skydivers and to support the recruiting effort. Winning a World Cup helps too. The wind has risen, but jumping continues. Round 4 coming up. Santi Corella of Spain says the wind speed is right at the limit. Any higher and the competition would have to be halted. The Spanish team has had excellent scores for rounds 1 through 3. They're well on their way to put up a good score on round 4 as well. Quite possibly round 4 is the fastest draw of the 10. Hope Diamond to double Chinese to double donuts, a snowflake and an in-out. Short ways and straightforward transitions. Points again stacking up consistently on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen there as the clock ticks down. "13 points for the Spaniards, yet another reason for Felix Alvarez to be satisfied. With this jump, we're on track. It's still a little early, 4 rounds only. Let's see how the Brits and the Germans did. In any case, we're surprised ourselves with our performances. Now, this is interesting. Magic Airspeed want to know whether, without much formal training, 2 top 4-way teams can simply merge into 1 top-class 8-way and still be competitive. Most other 8-ways here are made up by individual jumpers who've entered the 4-way as well. The main difference is the specialised training over hundreds, at times even thousands of jumps. So far, so good for Magic Airspeed. In-flight communications seem to be okay too, as the team members with the best view over the formations signal their completion to the others. 21 points.
It was a really fast jump, but required a lot of precision. We had the speed, but our precision was a little bit off this morning on this one.
Another American team without much 8-way training, again in round 4. The Golden Knights, with their emphasis on 4-way, break down into the gold and the black teams for training. Still, the years of doing primarily 8-way and the occasional black and gold practice dive appear to be paying off today. over 20 points, very fast and very precise in their moves from one formation to another. That always was the team trademark. 26 points, the highest score so far. David Moy of the French 8 seems to be in a rather pensive mood. Or is it just pre-jump nerves? Over the years, the Team France 8 with changing lineups has never been able to win a World Championship. What they have managed to do, however, is to win 2 World Cups. The last one right here in Empuriabrava in 1994. Ten points there. They're putting up a solid performance and appear on track to possibly even outscore the Golden Knights on round 4. They're certainly notching up the points, looking good. 26 points to beat, remember. It's a tie, 26 points, but one that should put France 8 in the lead. The French camp must be delighted.
Ça va, on n'a pas tous vécu le saut de la même manière.
Marshal Ferret disagrees. He says we've all lived this jump in different ways. I personally think we made a few mistakes, but everybody else seems perfectly content, so I suppose the jump was okay.
Donc, a priori, c'est pas mal, c'est pas mal. C'est un saut qui déroule bien.
Standings in the 8-way after 4 rounds confirm that France has a 2-point lead over the Golden Knights. Magic third and Russia, the reigning world champs, still down in 4th. Very, very tight. The women's division is up next with the semi-finals and finals. The fight for first between VMAX from Great Britain and TNT from Norway. Not soon enough after the division has been put on hold for a day.
We would like to do the jump now. We have been waiting, so since yesterday. It would be nice to do it now.
Where others do their calisthenics and other exercising, the Norwegians try something slightly different. But they still go through the walkthroughs and the creeping, all part of the pre-jump routine. Round 9 for TNT, a round of considerable difficulty. Compressed accordion, turning pairs into a box, a phalanx, a side body donut, and another turn to a side flake donut. Starting over again and again. $12 points for TNT. VMAX are up in the air, but they decide to abort, as they are allowed to under the rules. And they ride the aircraft back down.
We were in the plane circling for quite a long time above the airfield, and the longer you actually stay up there, sort of the less oxygen you get to your brain. So one of our teammates, she felt quite sick and quite dizzy, and she didn't feel fit enough to jump, so we made the decision to come down.
Sarah Lawton recovers right away. After yet another round 9 walkthrough, she and the others are being sent off again. Time to wave the flag again.
Have a good job. Hollywood show.
Their initial target is 12 points, what TNT scored. Then VMAX would maintain its comfortable lead of 4 points going into the 10th and final round. At that stage, only the top 4 teams will actually jump. There was a mistake on the first accordion, but now VMAX picks up the pace. It appears to be skydiving even faster than TNT. They've got the 12 points, and they move on to finish with 14 points. Unofficially, their lead has increased, so it should be a cruise to the gold for the 4 energetic women from England. The Italian team, Kawara, is hanging on to third, ahead of Sweden's For Pleasure. If anybody's in a tight spot, it's the Norwegians. But they're happy to dance their way out of trouble.
It's just the American line dance. It's like Western line dance, and it's nothing special with the team, but it's a very easy one and everybody can do it. So we used to get the team together and get the spirit going. And
TNT is out first. Only an exceptional jump on their part, possibly combined with a few mistakes made by VMAX, could turn this around. Round 10's sequence should be faster than round 9's. More points are up for grabs, and a glitch could easily result in more points getting dropped. In fact, TNT going really well. 19, TNT's highest score of the meet.
oh, we had some trouble in the exit, but then it was okay after that. But it was a lot of points we had to catch up with, so it was impossible.
Well, it's never over till it's over. One never knows. Great Britain's VMAX will first have to get the 13 points required for a tie or the 14 for a win. If both teams end up with the same total score after 10 rounds, the two teams would have to have a tie-breaking jump-off. The way they're going at the moment, there will be no need for that. VMAX 2 score 19 points. Still unofficial, but it looks good to everybody watching.
Oh, really nice jump. Really nice one to finish on. I'm still shaking. Yeah, it's been a good meet. Really, really enjoyed it. I just have to see what the scores say now.
No result is declared official until the panel of judges has reviewed the jump as many times it deems necessary to ensure that all the formations were completed properly. This can lead to moments of continued anguish for the athletes. It's pure entertainment for the spectators, with every jump publicly scrutinized on the giant screen as the teams go through a gamut of emotions. The final standings in the women's four-way are official. VMAX wins the 2002 World Cup in the women's division. TNT second, Kawara from Italy third. It's round 5 of the Open division, with the Delan Norgies a mere 2 points out of third place. On the lower right-hand side of the screen, you can see a graphic of each formation the Norwegians must complete. The teams are issued similar graphics, all put in a sequence on a dive sheet after the draw. They're showing amazing precision, particularly if you remember that they cut back on their training during 2002. and they rack up an impressive 29 points.
Well, I mean, we're a weekend team now. That's what we say. But we're enjoying the competition. Our main goal of this one is to enjoy, to be together as friends and enjoy. We quit last year, but we have a sort of a reunion here, and we're enjoying it immensely. This is a superb facility as well.
They're fresh. They haven't been training all year, and they're skydiving with a lot of energy. Everyone else here is a little tired, but we've all been competing and training all year. Not to take anything away, if they're doing a great job no matter what, and they're definitely fresh.
Airspeed are definitely not a weekend team. They've had a full program of training sessions at their home drop zone in Arizona and tunnel camps at vertical wind tunnels throughout the US. Now, vertical wind tunnels are free fall simulators where formations can be rehearsed time and again in an airstream matching these conditions here. You can find these vertical wind tunnels, by the way, at tourist locations all over the world, from Orlando to Paris. The points stacking up again, an impressive performance. 28 points for airspeed. Thanks to the Norgies, we now know that scores of close to 30 points are possible here. There should only be one time-consuming transition, the 360-degree turn from one Canadian tee to another. And it too is sped up by whipping the two ways around a bit. All the other transitions are free, requiring only that all grips be released between the formations. We're seeing some terrific pace and precision here. Coming up to the 20-point mark. Look at that, 26 points for Maubeuge. This is DeLand Magic. Their transition from the first to the second formation was fast, less than a second, and they seem determined to keep the pace blistering throughout. The turns from and to the Canadian tee are quick too. They really are piling up the points. Well past 20. $29 points, and the Americans are thrilled.
Great. Yeah, it was a great jump. We just had a very good skydive, and we landed with some very good news, and that the results over the night and what happened very early this morning, we are the new leaders of the competition. So that is a pleasant surprise to land and find that out, and we have had another good jump as well to top that off. So.
The standings in the four-way after 5 rounds. Magic in the lead by 2 points from airspeed, with the Norgies third, Maubeuge down to 4th. In the 8-way with 1 round to go, France holding on to top spot, but the Golden Knights should never be underestimated.
Can we beat the French team? We will need a little luck and a little better skydiving right now to win. They are 4 points ahead, so we'll see what happens. Anything can happen, but they're skydiving well. We'll fight to the end.
This could be the second time that the French have beaten the Golden Knights in the skies over the Costa Brava. 8 years have elapsed since that last victory, and the French 8 has not beaten an American team in major competitions in the meantime. If there's one thing instilled in soldiers the world over, it's a firm belief in never cry defeat. The Golden Knights are soldiers and will try to use the allotted 50 seconds to put up a fight for the gold. $10 points scored, and they're looking good. Time perhaps for one more donut, 19 points.
They had 4 points going into that round, and 4 points is a lot to make up in one jump. It's no matter how good our jump was, I think we're going to have to rely on a little luck and for them to maybe have made a mistake or two, and they've been doing fairly well this week, so I don't think they're going to make too many mistakes.
The French are out already. Their target 16 points for a win and a boost for their confidence prior to next year's World Championships in France. Gap, a city between Grenoble and Marseille, high in the Alps, is the venue for the world's premier skydiving event during 2003. Nothing fancy, no mistakes. There's that 16th point. "19 points, that should clinch the title. Poulican of France says that we did everything right. We didn't lose any time. We flew well, all 8 of us together. I think it was a very nice jump. The French win has long been overdue, ending a lean 8-year spell and building confidence both for the short and the long-term future. Poulican again talking about the 4-way. He says that it's a reversal of the positions. In the 8-way, we had a 4-point advantage. Here we're down by 4 points. We have to think like winners, really go for those 4 extra points to put pressure on our opponents. But I think that the nice jumps we made in the 8-way will help us do the same in the 4-way. Confirmation of the final results for the 8-way. France first, USA Golden Knight second, USA Magic Airspeed third. 1 round left in the 4-way open. Magic first, Maubert second, Airspeed third. Time for the final showdown. The last round, the last jump. Although they're in 4th place, the Norgies shouldn't be written off just yet. Only 3 points separate them from yet another medal in international competition. Whatever the outcome, medal or no medal, the team around Lisa Auner and Paul Kolbenstvedt are performing brilliantly, considering that this is a year off. They really are clocking up the points. "25 points. No wonder they're all happy.
That was a good jump. That was fun. It's our last jump in a long time, so we enjoyed it immensely.
That leaves 3 teams still up in the plane. Airspeed is next. They've scorched past the 20-point mark. $28 points.
It was excellent. Really, really, really good and very fast and
Now Maubeuge of France. $25 points for France. Marin Ferré says that went okay. We're reasonably happy with the jump. I don't know whether we were able to make up any of the points separating us from the team in first place, but we should be able to hang on to second spot. Well, that's not quite true. Unofficially, Airspeed have leapfrogged ahead of them to lead by just 1 point. But Deland Magic have the final say. They need 24 points to guarantee the title. Over halfway there. Past 20. 26 points it is. The score is still unofficial, of course, pending the jumps review by the judges.
Good, very good, we think. Very solid. We had 3-point lead was good, we think. And that was a very solid jump to be able to continue our pace. So we're psyched. Everything works on the scoreboard. The judges like it. We'll be standing with the gold. We're happy.
Now the agonizing moments of the review. Team Evolution from Russia, 5th place. Synapsi PD from Italy. Their points stand. They end up 6th. Norway, 25 points confirmed. 4th place minimum. This is Airspeed.
Yeah, we're pretty happy with it. I think it was our best meet or best jump in the meet. So.
And those 28 points are confirmed. Maubeuge of France.
All right.
25 points, so they stay behind Airspeed. Time for Deland Magic. 25 points. Deland Magic are the four-way open winners of the 2002 Skydiving World Cup here in Empuriabrava. These superb athletes bid farewell from the Costa Brava with a Catalan Adeu I a reveure.